I'm Brandi Kruse, and this is Undivided. Thank you to the founding sponsor of Undivided, 1530 Mortgage. You can visit them at 1530mortgage.com. Today, performative politics. We count down the top 10 bills wasting precious time this legislative session. Plus, we heart Seattle inside the controversial citizen group that is stepping up where the city is not.
I want to work with you. Why can't we work together?
You have nothing for us at all.
Here's a bag. Let's pick up the trash.
I'm Brandi Kruse. This is Undivided. Thanks for being here. One of the things I talk a lot about when it comes to ending political divisions, or at least improving them, is to try to do away with performative politics. And that is when a politician does something for show, not necessarily because it's actually productive. So in the interest of encouraging lawmakers to focus on things that would actually make a difference, I present to you the 10 most worthless bills lawmakers proposed this year in Washington state. Now, some bills are worthless, but relatively harmless. Number 8, 9, and 10 on our list fall into that category. Number 10, a bill to make Washington's official nickname the Evergreen State. As if anyone cares, I actually assumed it was already. Number 9, designating pickleball as the official sport of Washington state. Now, I know there's some sentimental value wrapped up in that one since pickleball was invented here, but there's no real legislative value. Number 8, a bill to make the official state dinosaur the Susa Sarahara Soman Susiosaurus Rex, whatever that word is. Apparently, this is what that dinosaur looks like. Look, a great bill for dino enthusiasts of all ages, a waste of time for politicians. Now we move into more consequential territory. Bills that don't have a chance in hell of passing, but whose sponsors introduce them anyway as a way to feel like they're doing something courageous. Now, this category is mostly reserved for Republicans who are in the minority in Olympia and like to introduce bills just for the principle of the matter and then watch those bills flail. Number 7 is a bill to treat those with natural COVID immunity the same as those who are vaccinated, a waste of time considering it won't see the light of day. Number 6 is in a similar vein. It would prohibit government agencies from requiring people to submit proof of a COVID-19 vaccine. The public already knows how you feel about vaccine mandates. Put your complaints in a press release, not a bill. Now, number 5 and 4 on our list share a common topic. Number 5 would require data collection on abortions in our state. Number 4 is another Republican-backed bill on abortion. This one would ban abortions induced via medication. Now, not only is there no chance in hell of these passing in Washington state, there are other consequences for Republicans to keep in mind when they consider proposing bills like this. It is not going to help your party win elections. In a blue state, even moderates are typically going to support abortion rights. So when you propose bills like this that you know won't pass, all you're doing is giving Democrats a bogeyman to help scare voters right into their arms. You might think you're doing the right thing anyway, but you fail to consider the broader implications of your performative politics. The more bills like this you put forth, the less of a chance you have to be in the majority one day and actually pass bills you care about. And now on to the most troubling bills on our list, and those are the bills that are completely performative in nature, but actually have a chance of passing. Number 3 is House Bill 1692. We broke the news about this. It would have reduced the penalty for drive-by shooters who kill. Now, this bill is not moving forward this legislative session, but perhaps would have had we not raised holy hell about it. This bill is the epitome of performative politics. It only would have impacted one existing inmate in this state. There's only one person in the entire state serving life without parole for killing someone in a drive-by shooting, and he is getting his sentence looked at again anyway due to an unrelated Supreme Court ruling. So the bill served no purpose beyond virtue signaling and giving killers a break. Number 2, a bill making it a misdemeanor to present a fake COVID vaccine card or a felony to knowingly sell fake COVID-19 vaccination cards. Now, we already have fraud laws on the books. This is about singling out one particular type of fraud to make a point. It is also a bill that comes from Democrats who are simultaneously trying to reduce the punishments for other crimes. Even one of the state's most progressive politicians, King County Councilman Jeremiah Zahalai, had to call out the moral hypocrisy. Zahalai tweeting, "We should all oppose this bill. You can be both pro-vaccination and anti-unnecessary criminalization." And finally, We reached the top of our list, or maybe it's the bottom of our list. Let's maybe call it the bottom. The number one most worthless bill this legislative session in Olympia, designed only to further political ambitions and to make a political point. And that bill is Senate Bill 5843, a bill making it illegal for public officials and candidates to knowingly lie about an election. A bill introduced at the behest of the governor.
Right now, our democracy is threatened. It is threatened by a persistent, repeated effort to spread lies and deception about our election results. It resulted in an insurgency on January 6th and loss of life in Washington, D.C. It has resulted in violence in our state. And it is not just our past, it is our future, unless we stand up against the big lie. And the big lie was that Joe Biden did not win the presidency.
Now, not only is this bill targeting a specific kind of political speech, so there may be free speech implications, it also sets a nearly impossible prosecutorial standard. You have to prove that someone knowingly lied about an election and that that lie led to violence. That's a pretty difficult case to prove. Not to mention that Democrats might want to rethink this one and ask themselves whether the bill could ultimately be used on them. After all, President Joe Biden, 9 months out from the midterms, is already calling those elections into question.
I'm not saying it's going to be legit. It's the increase in the prospect of being illegitimate is in direct proportion to us not being able to get these reforms passed.
So Governor Inslee can push through this bill to make a political point, but it is only going to make things messier and more divisive. And for all those reasons, it is number one on our list of the top 10 most worthless bills this legislative session. By now, I'm sure you've seen my commercials for the founding sponsor of unDivided, 1530 Mortgage, and I wanted to tell you a little more about them. 1530 Mortgage stands for the 15 and 30-year mortgage, and the 1530 Mortgage Act stands for accountability, communication, time, and transparency. Find out more at 1530mortgage.com or call 206-207-7777. 1530 Mortgage, NMLS number 1761573, Equal Housing Opportunity. For some time now, I've been getting emails from unDivided subscribers who want me to go out with a group called We Heart Seattle. It is a citizen-led organization that is taking it upon itself to clean up some of the city's homeless encampments. But like everything around this issue, the group has become controversial, something we experienced firsthand. We'd show you the work that We Heart Seattle is doing, but it's kind of hard with the umbrellas.
From destroying people's property? You know how much they fucking help us here? Who the fuck are you?
As soon as we arrived at this homeless camp along Mercer Street in Seattle, it was clear just how controversial the group's work is, at least among the city's activist class.
I want to work with you. Why can't we work together?
Nothing for us at all.
Here's a bag. Let's pick up the trash.
That's not working.
This is
asking us to do your job.
Oh, it's my job?
Job to do. It's what the community has asked you not to do.
No.
You've literally thrown away people's personal items.
That's untrue.
You advertise.
That's untrue.
You do stuff that you don't.
Yeah, we do.
Andrea Suarez is the founder of We Heart Seattle. Like many in the city, she was tired of seeing the tents and the trash, so she decided to do something about it.
We Heart Seattle is a citizen-led, apolitical movement for a more beautiful and safe Seattle. Our goal is to run a series of litter picks. We've been doing it for over a year and a half, starting with famous Denny Park here in South Lake Union, where we restored and reclaimed Denny Park back to its intended use with a volunteer-led coalition.
One of the workers helping We Heart Seattle with their cleanup is Doug. He himself is homeless.
I got gift cards for helping, yeah, but it's more like, I do it more for personal fulfillment, you know, like, of course the money does help, but I like to help, you know what I'm saying? I like interacting with people. I've always, I don't know, I just like to see people smile. I like to see people happy, you know, so that's my joy. That's what I get out of it.
I think along the line over here, there's quite a bunch on the other side there. We didn't realize we would make connection with so many of our unhoused neighbors and have gotten over 70 people off the streets into housing, into fully furnished apartments, into employment, rehab, tickets home, into transitional shelter, into adult foster homes, backyard Airstream trailers, things of that nature, and just really pushing the system to make openings for me as a private funded kind of one-woman operation, but we had a group of volunteers behind us making a daily difference by starting with removing this trash in the city.
They're actually out here doing something. They do more for this camp than you guys could even fucking
have. I'm talking about residents.
Back to those black-clad protesters for a moment. What is their problem with people cleaning up trash anyway? Well, they claim We Heart Seattle doesn't just clean up trash, but throws people's personal belongings away.
Have you ever, since you've been helping We Heart, have you seen them throw people's property away or do anything that you would think would be disrespectful?
I haven't seen them throwing people's property away, but I don't know if it was somebody's property or not either. So, but I haven't seen them like, oh, that's somebody's property, yeah, here, let me throw it away. I don't think her intentions or their intentions are to do that.
This has been a great experience.
Awesome.
But Andrea doesn't seem to mind the negative attention.
It's actually been a godsend because it's helped me grow my movement, because it's making other people get behind me. I raise more money. If that hits the social media, I'll have somebody say, oh my gosh, I can't believe you were treated that way. Here's another $1,000. So
you like the trolls.
Now I'm kind of like, all you're doing is helping me grow my movement and raise more money to help put back into the community. We're helping use that money to provide rental assistance, furnishings for people who have gotten employment and get into their apartments, fill up a tank of gas so someone can get to work. I now have paid staff here who lead our litter picks 7 days a week now. We used to just do Saturday picks, all volunteer led.
Another accusation that came up from the protesters is that We Heart Seattle has a convicted sex offender working on cleanups. To Andrea, that doesn't seem like a sincere concern from leftists.
The Twitter world stalked my volunteers, and indeed, we have a registered sex offender that volunteered for us for a year and more. He drove truck, he offered his time, his resources, his talent, helped move us to where we are today. He was our beloved Lyle, it's not a secret. And we did some digging around, and I'm like, it's his right to contribute to society. He is registered. He is doing what he is supposed to be doing from something he did 20 years ago.
But We Heart Seattle has also been criticized by some city officials who don't want private citizens taking it upon themselves to clean up messes the city leaves in place. For example, a homeowner in Ballard was furious with this man who had dozens of lawnmowers lining the sidewalk. The city did nothing. Andrea, she bought the lawnmowers and sold them as scrap metal just to get them out of the way.
I was tired of calling my council member, writing the mayor, or calling SPU or SDOT or Parks. I just said, I'm gonna do it myself.
Despite some backlash over her work, Andrea says she hopes the city will partner with her to give more citizens a chance to help solve a crisis that gets worse every year.
I'm not looking for political gain or clout or running for office or anything like that. I'm just wanting to tell the truth.
Is it housing, though? Is it mental health treatment? Is it substance abuse treatment? What do you think is needed the most, based on what you've seen?
I think all of it. I think all of it is needed, absolutely.
And from his perspective, Doug says the city cannot solve the homeless crisis without first coming together.
I just feel like everybody should love everybody, you know what I'm saying? We're all human beings. I'm not no better than nobody, and I don't think anybody's any better than me, I got problems, they got problems, but where I lack at, you may make up for, and where you lack at, I may make up for, you know what I'm saying? Let's work together,
We have to start listening to each other, stop insulting each other, be kind. We have different ideologies, different religions, different political views. That's okay. But come together kindly.
Now, I will say something about the black-clad protesters blocking my photographer's camera. What do you think you're accomplishing exactly? How do you think that you're helping to improve the city's homeless crisis? In fact, some of those protesters also harassed homeless volunteers who were helping with the cleanup work. So do you support homeless people or not? And as for harassing Andrea about a sex offender working as a volunteer, I thought leftists were about inclusion, second chances, lifting people up. Now, would you rather that sex offender do nothing with his life? End up in a homeless camp, perhaps? You know what, I'm sure you would like that. Because if the city were to actually solve the homeless crisis, then, well, you'd have to cosplay ninjas somewhere else. I'm Brandi Kruse. Thanks for joining us on Undivided. If you have not done so already, please consider becoming a paid subscriber to help us continue this work. You can do so at patreon.com/undivided or by becoming a supporter on my locals community, brandikruse.locals.com. Thank you to the founding sponsor of Undivided, 1530 Mortgage. Visit them at 1530mortgage.com.